Lance Armstrong's journey began in a small town in Texas, where he showed a passion for sports from a young age. He became a triathlete and later transitioned to cycling, quickly making a name for himself. In 1996, Armstrong faced a life-threatening battle with metastatic testicular cancer, a diagnosis that would change the trajectory of his life. Defying the odds, he returned to cycling in 1997, and in 1999, he won his first Tour de France, the most prestigious and grueling cycling race in the world. This victory marked the start of an unprecedented era in cycling, as Armstrong went on to win the Tour de France 7 consecutive times from 1999 to 2005, a feat that had never been accomplished before. His success not only elevated his status, but also brought attention to the sport of cycling, inspiring millions around the world. The Livestrong Foundation, which he founded, became a symbol of hope for cancer survivors and raised hundreds of millions for cancer research and support. Armstrong's story resonated deeply with fans, as he embodied the spirit of perseverance and determination, proving that one could overcome even the most daunting challenges. His narrative transformed him into a global icon, and his influence extended beyond cycling, impacting various domains including health, fitness, and philanthropy. Did you know that at the peak of Lance Armstrong's career, it was reported that up to 20 out of the top 21 finishers in the Tour de France had used performance-enhancing drugs at some point in their careers? This statistic highlights how widespread doping was in professional cycling during that era. Armstrong's admission to doping was shocking, but it also exposed a larger problem within the sport, where many athletes felt compelled to use illegal substances to keep up with their competitors. The culture of doping in cycling was not just about individual athletes. It reflected systemic issues that needed to be addressed to ensure fair competition. This phenomenon raised critical questions about the integrity of the sport and the lengths to which athletes would go to achieve success, prompting discussions about the need for reform and stricter regulations. The legacy of doping in cycling continues to influence the sport today, as it grapples with the repercussions of past scandals and works towards rebuilding trust with fans and aspiring athletes. Despite his success, Armstrong's career was marred by doping allegations that surfaced almost immediately after his first Tour de France victory. From the very beginning of his dominance in cycling, he faced scrutiny and suspicion regarding the use of performance-enhancing drugs. In the early 2000s, rumors began to circulate, fueled by the competitive nature of cycling and the prevalence of doping in the sport. Armstrong consistently denied these allegations, claiming he was the most tested athlete in the world and had never failed a drug test. However, as time passed, former teammates and rivals began to speak out, asserting that Armstrong was part of a sophisticated doping program that included the use of erythropoietin (EPO) and other banned substances. The tension built as the cycling world became divided between those who supported him and those who believed he was cheating. In a sport already tarnished by doping scandals, Armstrong's success only intensified the scrutiny, leading to debates about the integrity of cycling and the lengths athletes might go to in order to achieve greatness. This environment of suspicion created a complex narrative around Armstrong, as he navigated both adoration and skepticism throughout his career. In 2012, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, launched a comprehensive investigation into Armstrong's alleged doping activities, marking a pivotal moment in the history of professional cycling. The agency gathered extensive evidence, including testimonies from 26 individuals, among them 15 former teammates who provided critical insights into the doping culture within the U.S. Postal Service cycling team. The investigation revealed a systematic approach to doping, including the use of performance-enhancing drugs like EPO and blood doping techniques. Armstrong was ultimately stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles, and in October 2012, the USADA released a report detailing their findings, calling it the most sophisticated, professionalized, and successful doping program that sport has ever seen. This marked a turning point in the cycling community and brought widespread condemnation of Armstrong's actions. The scandal not only tarnished Armstrong's legacy, but also raised questions about the governing body's effectiveness in regulating doping and ensuring fair competition in sports. It prompted a broader discussion about the ethical implications of doping and the need for reform within the cycling world. On January 17, 2013, Lance Armstrong confessed to Oprah Winfrey in a highly publicized televised interview that he had indeed doped during his career. This admission shocked fans and critics alike, as Armstrong had spent years vehemently denying any wrongdoing and portraying himself as a beacon of integrity. He revealed that he used banned substances to enhance his performance and admitted that doping was a part of every Tour de France victory. Armstrong's confession not only tarnished his legacy, but also shattered the trust of millions who had supported him throughout his career. The fallout from this confession was immense, leading to lawsuits, loss of sponsorships, and a lifetime ban from competitive cycling. Armstrong's story became a cautionary tale of how ambition and the quest for success can lead to devastating consequences. His admission also sparked a national conversation about the ethics of sports, the pressures athletes face, and the societal implications of doping in competitive environments. The public's reaction was mixed. While some expressed disappointment and betrayal, others felt sympathy for his struggles and the intense pressure to perform at the highest level. Following his admission of doping, Armstrong faced numerous legal challenges that compounded his already tarnished reputation. One significant lawsuit was filed by his former teammate Floyd Landis, who accused Armstrong of defrauding the U.S. government while riding for the U.S. Postal Service team. The lawsuit claimed that Armstrong's doping constituted fraud against the government, which had provided millions in sponsorship. This legal battle highlighted the financial implications of doping, as it was not just a matter of ethics, but also involved substantial monetary repercussions. In 2018, Armstrong settled the lawsuit for $5 million, a fraction of the $100 million the government could have sought. This settlement cleared Armstrong of significant legal troubles, but did not absolve him of the damage done to his reputation and the sport of cycling. Armstrong's financial losses were compounded by the loss of endorsements and the need to pay back millions to sponsors and partners who felt deceived. This chapter in his life illustrated the far-reaching consequences of his actions, affecting not only his career, but also the livelihoods of others within the cycling community who were linked to his brand. In the wake of the doping scandal and Armstrong's confession, many of his major sponsors severed ties with him, leading to a drastic decline in his financial standing. Companies like Nike, Oakley, and Anheuser-Busch, which had previously supported Armstrong, distanced themselves from the disgraced cyclist, reflecting the public's disillusionment with him. The Livestrong Foundation, once a beacon of hope for cancer survivors, also faced backlash and saw a significant decline in donations as a result of the scandal. Armstrong lost endorsement deals worth millions, which drastically impacted his financial situation and left him grappling with the consequences of his actions. This loss of sponsorship not only reflected the public's disillusionment with Armstrong, but also highlighted the broader implications of doping in sports, where the integrity of athletes is paramount. The scandal served as a reminder of the potential consequences of unethical behavior in professional sports, as it underscored how quickly public perception can shift and how reputations can be irreparably damaged. Armstrong's experience became a cautionary tale for athletes across all sports about the importance of maintaining integrity and the potential fallout from ethical lapses. Lance Armstrong's legacy is a complicated one, entwined with both remarkable achievements and significant controversies. While he was once celebrated as a hero and symbol of perseverance, his fall from grace has left a lasting stain on professional cycling. Armstrong's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of doping and the ethical dilemmas faced by athletes. His actions have sparked discussions about the culture of cheating in sports and the pressure athletes face to perform at all costs. Despite the negative aspects of his legacy, Armstrong has attempted to rebuild his life, focusing on his family and engaging in various media projects, including podcasts and interviews where he discusses his experiences. However, the shadow of his past continues to loom large, reminding us of the fragility of reputation in the world of sports. Armstrong's case has also led to a broader examination of the sport itself, prompting calls for reforms in anti-doping policies and greater emphasis on athlete education regarding the risks and consequences of performance-enhancing drugs. His legacy is not just about his victories, but also about the lessons learned from his mistakes, shaping the conversation around ethics in sports for future generations. The Lance Armstrong scandal has provided valuable lessons about ethics, integrity, and accountability in sports. It raises important questions about the responsibilities of athletes and the systems that support them. Armstrong's case illustrates the need for stronger anti-doping measures and a cultural shift towards transparency and honesty in athletics. As the cycling community continues to recover from the fallout, it is essential to foster an environment that prioritizes fair competition over the pursuit of fame and fortune. The legacy of Armstrong serves as a reminder that the pursuit of excellence should never come at the cost of personal integrity. By learning from the mistakes of the past, future athletes can aspire to achieve greatness without compromising their values. Moreover, the scandal has prompted organizations to reconsider their approach to doping, with many advocating for more rigorous testing and education initiatives aimed at preventing similar situations in the future. The lessons learned from Armstrong's downfall extend beyond cycling, impacting all sports and emphasizing the importance of ethics and accountability in competitive environments.